Hi, I'm in socks, in ZART. Bus updates. We're not going for a ride, we're doing a bus update today. All kinds of reasons. One thing, this thing where somebody calls you and says, hey, this thing that you do reasonably well, I want you to do this and I'm gonna pay you for it. I think it's called a job. That thing came back and I cannot be more stoked, or could not be more stoked. It's corporate and it's boring, but it's a job and I'm making money and it's great, and I hope everybody is like just as stoked as I am to hear. Not just because of me, but guys, when the live industry is coming back, it's a good sign. That's a good sign for everybody. Just so letting you know, live industry is slowly crawling out of its hole. I still have to be out of the apartment by the end of the month, but with the job and stuff, it's not like a week and a half. It's more like 3 days that I have left. So, time crunch. I haven't been on a bicycle for well too long. I didn't shoot any riding footage for well too long. I have plenty of footage. I have enough stories to tell, but I couldn't also sacrifice plus minus a day and a half of writing and editing, coming up with a story, all of these things. So, bus update. Here it is. And as you've seen in the intro, the very first thing that you can see is we have a floor. A floor is a good thing, and I'm in socks. Me taking the shoes off at the entry means this is officially not a construction site anymore. And I don't care what anyone says about these things. It's not a construction site anymore. Or about those things. It's not a construction site anymore. This is an inconvenient kitchen now. The shower is still the all-knowing trash heap. Yeah. There's still all kinds of crap down there. Those are floorboards. My family's gonna have a cow with this. Yes, I'm still missing floorboards. We still need, said Celeste. That's an internal. That's a Hausfutter internal. Don't worry about it. This, my bedroom, is still a shop. And I will leave it that way. I'm content with that. I'm okay with that. This is the last thing that kind of needs to be done. I still need to build this rollout thing that I've been talking about for 3 weeks now. I want to build out here like an overhead storage of sorts in the kitchen, because this is not quite enough. I also have this guy here, but that's also not quite enough. So there it is. Right. What else? What else? Ooh, I scored from the neighbor's van. The neighbor's got herself a work van and she wants to turn it into a stealth camper. She scored a work van in Utah that had like shelving and a system and whatnot. And this bad boy here, which has those really nifty and long drawers. Like, they just keep on going. Right? They get all the way in there. And they lock in. Gonna be a little rattly when I drive, I guess, but it's locked in. It can be screwed down. And the whole thing is gonna make the foundation for a little sofa. Here's the bike rack, which is also one of the last things. I did bring a bicycle today, so we're gonna test fit a bike in here today and see just how much space it's gonna take up, which is gonna be enormous. I'm gonna be so distressed. Okay, my handlebars can't be much wider than this. That's for sure. You know what? I thought it's gonna be worse. I mean, it's pretty bad. But I thought it was gonna be worse. Yeah, if I only had one bike, that's where I would go. I'm gonna make it work. I don't know yet how, but I'll make it work. So another little thing that just happened that just points in the right direction is I just had a little impromptu social gathering. And Oh, it's so easy to make me happy. Just a couple of people in my bus and everyone's like shooting shit and we're just talking about this and about that and just neighbors. I don't have footage of it because I'm not that kind of YouTuber. But it's just, it's these little things where you're like, oh, this project dream idea of mine functions in the real world. It can house people. It can cater to people. You know, it's not just my weird pipe dream of what I want to do with my life. This is actually a functional piece of humanity, and I really appreciate that. The fridge is online. It runs for a week now without a hiccup. Doesn't even put a dent in the batteries, but that was to be expected. It's not exactly a big fridge. And I have a 3,000 watt inverter running back there. The solar system has been sorted out. Finally, I'm getting near full power. I'm still chasing one low voltage coming from one panel, which might be a faulty panel, which would be disturbing. But as is the juice of 3 panels is still enough to make me pretty happy. And I think the bottleneck is still the inverter. I think I have way more power than I can actually draw through the last part of the machine, which is a wonderful thing. This is exactly where you want to be. When you build a solar system, you always want to have buffer. Also, you always don't want to discharge your batteries at a too high a rate or too deeply. Die Hälfte zu, das kommt zur Prüfung. I think we're fine for the most part. Eventually, I still want to build my own bigger battery bank, the Black Bike's bigger battery bank. Oh my god. Have you checked out our merch shop yet? Check out our merch shop. Link is in the description. Merch shop. Either link is in the description or you go to our homepage blackbikeschannel.com and click on menu and there's a link to the shop. We would be delighted to sell you a neck gaiter or a t-shirt or a mask. I also test fit a bike, which was just as disconcerting as I thought it would be. I cannot fit all my bikes as I thought I would be able to. I don't think I can feasibly fit all the bicycles that I need here, which, you know, most of you probably already knew. And when I say over here, this is like the span of 6 feet. The problem is really the depth of it. That is just... So I will have like 2 or 3 here. Maybe one will have to kind of sort of live over there in a way that can be removed if I need this for something else. Making shit up as I go. Oh, and I'm really not sure about this water heater. I think I want to toss it all together. I think I don't want to be burning propane. I don't want to pay for energy anymore. It's there. I'm a child of the sun. I can chase it. That's why I have wheels. And I'll live, you know, if my shower water isn't 104 degree but only like 80, I'll live. On the Heat Escape road trip with Clara, which is right out there by the way, I washed myself in rivers and streams. If there's sun, you'll have warm water. So I'm on a serious time crunch now, which means that I probably can't live the dream of driving this thing in front of my apartment complex and just moving the stuff from my apartment into ZART, not having to pack up stuff in boxes, not having it. It's so much easier to just just transfer it to another apartment. Basically, just that one happens to be on wheels and only half of the size, but I also have only half of the stuff. But that's not gonna work. It's gonna fit in Clara with probably 2 trips and then the bicycles or something like that. I'm not too fussed about it. I just lose another day and I already have a time crunch, but I think I'm gonna do it rather this way and then start actually living here, which also gives me a little bit more of Leidensdruck, as they call it in German, the pressure of suffering, because I live in here and it's not done and I want it to be done. That way also I don't have to drive more than 30 minutes to get out here. Lots of good things are happening and I'm really close to moving into ZART, and that is so exhilarating and so uplifting. You know, there's this thing on the horizon. It's like I'm just one of those people. I just always need to dangle a carrot in front of me and say, you know, once you get there, then I don't know what happens then. I guess at the end of the road is happiness, but the way is the goal. What's the path is the thing is the thing. You know what I mean. Der Weg ist das Ziel. The whole reason why we're on the way is to be on the way. I am a wanderer. This is never going to see the light of day. Anyway, thanks for listening to me going on and on and on about the same thing over and over again. I am honored and humbled and a little bit surprised how many people think this is a cool idea. I was just getting ready for YouTube comments being like, the hell are you thinking? And most of them are like, this is so cool. And I couldn't agree more, but it's still surprising in a positive way. So that's a lovely surprise to have. You guys are all super, super awesome. Merch store. We have product. Go get them. When you go to the merch store, please do let us know what you would like to see differently, what you would like to add, whether we are outrageously way too expensive, whether something else is not okay. Whatever it is, we'll make it right, and we'll make sure that you guys get your cool black bike swag. And in any case, thanks for watching. Pedal hard.